treatment. Groin injury, you can tell. It's affected him. As Andrew Bynum controls the tip, and we are underway in the Lakers' only appearance at Madison Square Garden. One more trip back to New York later in the season. And that's for the New Jersey Nets. Not the same, though, as coming to this world-famous building. Now Kobe draws the double. Rodmanovich sharing the basketball, and Andrew Bynum starts it off the right way for the Lakers.
Well, the double team on Kobe, and that's going to free somebody up. Kobe found the first guy, and Rodmanovich found Andrew. New house.
So the Lakers with Kobe isolated against Fred Jones. Will Crawford come over on the double? Bynum floated through. Now Kobe trying on the step through. Tough shot. Kobe give the Lakers an early 4-point lead. Man, I talked about the groin injury of the last 3 since sustaining that groin injury.
He likes to do. And so he's selling for a lot more jump shots.
Quinn Richardson gets the first points of the game for the Knicks, and he is way down. His career best is last year with the Clips at 17 a contest. Fred Jones ties it at 4. When he came into the league, a lot of people thought it was going to be automatic. The worst team in the league, field goal percentage defense. They give up a lot of points as well. But now Kobe finding Lamar Odom. Get him off early. He's got it. A long deuce for Lamar. 6'4". He's back home playing high school ball here at Christ the King High School. Almost 4 minutes into the first 12. Very quiet so far at the Garden. The wait-and-see attitude. You can understand why. Fish on the deflection. Comes up with the steal. Derek, the trailer is Lamar. And Lamar gives the Lakers back-to-back buckets and a 4-point lead.
That's what you need to do. Turn them over a little bit, tighten the screws defensively.
An educated crowd to watch the Lakers, and that's the same here in New York as Crawford's off Eddie Curry. Has it knocked away, and then got Kobe out of the way as he was flailing with his arms. And Andrew Bynum will take the Fred Jones miss.
He cracked Kobe across the right side of his face.
Fish, very strong game, probing all the way in with a nice setup for Andrew Bynum. Derek Fisher, he had 7 assists in the game, 16 of the first 12 minutes, and he made it easy for Andrew. His last 2 games, averaging 10 and 7. Jamal Crawford. And it'll be Randolph keeping him alive. Second chance opportunity. Got Andrew Bynum out of position. So,
he's a small guy, but he's one strong customer.
It'll be Kobe. A little stop and go. And Kobe held up. Doesn't make any difference. David Lee tried to hold him down. Strong play on the right side for Kobe.
I'll be the guy to come over. But Lamar Odom, well, he's off to a nice start, thinking about the aggressiveness. And Andrew, just stay out of foul trouble. 24.
They've got Robinson working out to the backcourt with Jamal Crawford. Little Nate Robinson. Real short on the 3. Kobe with a rebound. They list Nate at 5'9". Sure.
That's called basketball height.
Kobe over Jones. The Lakers up by double figures early, 16-6. Kobe averaging 26 plus a game, already has 7.
Kobe, Fred Jones, a couple of head fakes, and Fred didn't bite on either one of them. So Kobe says, okay, you're going to stay down. I'm going to go up.
Zach Randolph, little finger roll. Andrew Bynum
had it.
Yeah, a couple of them lost it. Fish. And Zach Randolph will get it right back. Zach Randolph, as Phil Jackson said, had some monster games against the Lakers. Lamar crashing at home. He thought he got contact. Look back, he'll just go the other way. And what a start for Lamar. They're shooting 57%. I bring it up because the Knicks are dead last in field goal percentage defense. Zach Randolph again. Over Lamar, able to stay home. That's a mismatch. And I would say that not lengthwise, but Zach Randolph, a thick guy, and he has had some big ones, like last year, all 3.
And he's left-handed, so he does some things that are a little bit unorthodox.
Kobe, tap, comes back out. Rodmanovich off the glass, and Blotty finally gets one on the road trip.
And that's good to see.
Exchange with his head coach. Andrew Bynum wanted it. Rodmanovich, 3 in the corner.
That's what they have to do with him, but he's got to knock down shots when they do.
Randolph timed it as Andrew thought he was going to bring it down. Richardson will save it on the sideline. And right away, little space. The double came. And Nate Robinson, as Fish tried to get over on the double. Nate Robinson, free on the perimeter. And Lamar, a little step back. Won't get the roll. Zach Randolph gets another rebound. That's his 5th. Tough pass. They still got it in. It goes. It was originally intended for him after it was knocked out. David Lee
All of a sudden,
got it.
12-point lead down to 7. Phil Jackson wants to talk it over a little bit with 2:24 left to go here in the first quarter. That's the thing about the game of basketball. The tide turns so rapidly. That's why you always have to keep your focus and your intensity throughout the entire 48 minutes as the Knicks pick up a loose ball, and David Lee, their hustle guy, gets rewarded with an easy one.
This is score. Now, Farmar will try to stay in front of him. And Robinson got too close. So a little flip on the follow-away. Man, 22-17, 7-0 run for the Knicks after the Lakers led by 12.
The little fella,
But they coveted him for some reason. Wizards elected not to match as a free agent. It's taken away the length of Trevor Ariza. Fast break points. Lakers already have a 5-0 lead there. Jumping in. Ariza shoved by Richardson. What a pass by Kobe. And great court vision by the twosome.
well, the pass was okay. I mean, right idea. Actually, Ariza was a little bit too far under the basket, maybe because of the shove that he received. Kobe disguised the pass very well by going up for a shot attempt and turned into a pass. Trevor gets pushed. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Now, Ariza consistently when almost taken away. Sasha deep into the clock. Hard off the heel, and Lamar. Shot by Richardson will hit the deck. Easy one through. Nate Robinson the other way. 2 for 1 for the Lakers. And Lamar up against Curry. Glasses at home. Read it. Reacted well. 29-21. Lamar's got 8. Robinson blows the layup. Loose ball. And now the Lakers should slow it down.
My man.
Shot clock down. Farmar using the pick and roll. Ariza's got to go. He will. Right next to the rim. Got it off in time, even though he is tripped up and off balance.
Now, there is the definition of a slasher. This guy will get into a scene when you don't think it's possible.
Will they get it off? No. Lack of recognition, even though Richardson hit it as it.
Well, the lack of recognition was on Nate Robinson's part. He's the point guard. He had the ball in his hands. He walked across midcourt and then acted as if they had a lot of time. Then he looked up and said, uh-oh, we're in trouble. And you look up at the scoreboard, and you're in trouble there, too. You're down by 10, heading into the second. At all.
Robinson sharing it with Jared Jeffries. He probed. Up against Trevor Ariza. And the high percentage look.
That wasn't a bad move by Jared Jeffries. Known more now as a defender-type player.
And now in his 3rd year. Decision year for him as it's kept alive by David Lee. And it popped out to Kobe. But that's the kind of activity David Lee gives them. Kobe sets it up. Sasha wide open. 3-pointer. Yes. Lakers back up by 10. Kobe got the assist. Sasha's got the bucket. The Lakers bled every step of the way. Biggest lead had been at 12. Kobe again sharing it well. Farmar will give him another assist. So they're jumping out on Kobe. He's finding his teammates. The trust factor, the believability, and the Lakers are back up by 11 to the bench already with 9 points.
In here, they've got to turn the screws defensively and really take this game under control with Sasha. He does a great job of jumping into a gap, and Nate Robinson on the pass turns his hip, gets called for the blocking foul.
Good work.
They've been making the call.
6th turnover on the Knicks. Kobe, pick and roll. Chris Mihm elevates that time. Good to see. So finally, and he's not been able to fire that much. Kobe loved it.
Did he love it? Kobe's firing up Chris even more on the other end. That's what your leader does. He fires up his teammates. So
Happy holidays, Spike. How you holding up with this Knicks team?
Ho, ho, ho.
Now, you're normally a very loyal fan. Are you hanging in there with this particular group?
I am. You know, everybody else wants Isaiah's next, but I think the season's still young.
Chris, what's it like sitting next to him, knowing how into the Knicks he is?
It's Spike's very vocal, and I think the management should listen to Spike. He's got some good ideas.
What do you want for Christmas, Chris? What do you want for Christmas?
About a 45-win season.
Good to see you guys. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. What's up, L.A.?
Back to you, Joe and Stu.
All right. And you like Spike's look over to Chris after he said it's early in the season, and then he looked at Chris with a smirk like, sure.
Well, Spike's a very true Knick guy. I mean, this guy is very loyal. I mean, that surprises most people, but everybody expects Duval to take that particular play and shoot the ball.
Kobe filling it up, making up for last year's miss. Because don't forget, he wasn't on the floor last year as he gives the Lakers their biggest lead of the game, 16. He was certain. Is it about to end? At least the reign of Isaiah Thomas. Radmanovic on the handoff and out of the timeout. Get him involved in the offense. It was his call. 18-point Laker lead. Curry, Zach Randolph back on the floor together, along with Richardson, Crawford, and Fred Jones. Andrew Bynum knocked out of position by the girth of Eddie Curry.
That's what he likes to do. He likes to feel your body. He wants to know where you are.
3:29 Lakers. Back door. Might have been available for Richardson. They'll bounce it inside. It'll be Eddie Curry. Challenged. He'll get the roll, though. He had to fall away and protect it. Andrew Bynum's length. 43-31. 6 unanswered by the Knicks.
Not finishing off this last 5 minutes very well.
Ronan, good look. Real strong. And Kobe. I can't believe that wasn't wiped off. Yeah, it looked like it was in the cylinder. Yeah. He'll take it, though.
That was in the cylinder.
He's out up there. Do they have a lead guard? Because Nate Robinson is not a point. He's a scoring guard.
You know, I mean, the prototypical point guard is becoming a thing of the past. Most teams now are putting a guy at that position who is more of a scorer than a distributor.
Kobe behind his back, splits the double, leaves it off. Andrew Bynum with the slam. Kobe did the work. And they love it at the Garden.
And that's what bigs like. Bigs like that kind of dribble penetration because they know if they play the game the right way and move to the front of the rim, they're going to get an easy opportunity. Kobe's there that time. I don't know if Eddie Curry's break pads are working. I know Andrew Bynum's are, as he says, Kobe, I like when you do that. Kobe says, so do I. Confidence in that left hand quite yet. As he gets more and more experience, I think he'll develop confidence in both directions.
How about the left hand? Goes to him with a drop step to the baseline.
Nice little jump hook that time.
50-34 Lakers by 16. Andrew Bynum, 8 and 4 back home.
Than that, it's very difficult to develop a shooting rhythm.
Yeah, a very good game as Robinson got to the hole and blew another layup. And gets it back as he cracked into Radmanovic. Now Fish on the run. He was 9 of 16 last game. Andrew Bynum. The dunk, elevation, Fish saw him all the way. Lakers by 17, and a nice 2-for-1 out of it.
Radmanovic holding his head as, I guess, Nate Robinson reached in and gave him a nice shot. They will.
34% is their shooting. Trying to get it, and will get it to David Lee. Randolph and Lee. And that was a pass to himself, wasn't it? Zach Randolph will glass it in. So the final 6 seconds. What's the look going to be for Kobe? It'll be in the corner. It'll be Trevor Ariza. And he got the 3. Kobe gets the assist. And the Lakers with a boost on their way to the locker room once again with their largest lead of the half, matching it at 18.
I tell you, Kobe has been in complete control. He has orchestrated this entire so-called symphony in the first half. He has really played well. He's shooting the ball. He's finding people in the right spot. And more importantly, they're knocking down shots because it doesn't matter if he makes the pass if you don't make the shot.
Well, the bench doing a good job. And points out of one of the highest scoring benches in the NBA. So contributions across the board from the Lakers. Right now, at least they still have 3 starters on the floor. It'll be Quentin Richardson. It's been that kind of season for him. Well, I mentioned only 7-point average. Kobe pulling up for the 3. Got it. Lakers with their biggest lead of the game now, up by 21. And right there is 20,000.
Just tonight. He has 20,000 tonight, doesn't he, in this game?
Yeah, 20,000 all against the Knicks. So he's the 31st player in NBA history to hit that plateau in regular season games. It has been his game anyway. He has dominated the proceedings here at the Garden. Crawford got him on the up fake. Can he convert? Finally, he does. Jamal Crawford, his first make on his 8th try. He's got 3 points.
At the whistle, we talked about Kobe's career now with 20,000 points. Well, how do you do it? Transition, he comes down and just rears up for a 3 right in front of the Knicks bench. Drills it. That is for 20,000.
Derek Fisher.
Who and Jamal on the air ball. No player tries to. I mean, I can see booing him for lack of effort, but there's no player that tries to shoot an air ball.
Andrew Bynum, size advantage, and even does it for Andrew.
Good control that time by Andrew. You see how he takes his time now? A year ago, he would have made that, tried to make that move so fast that he would either turned it over or missed a shot.
It'll be Nate Robinson. And before Andrew could get out there, Robinson with the bucket, well inside the arc. Andrew going one way, the lob, and Andrew a little bit long as he was grabbed by the jersey from behind by Zach Randolph. A nice spin by Andrew away from his man. Crawford got it that time. So in transition, Lakers still by 19. Knicks would like to pick up the pace. A little more than 9 to play in the third.
Well, the Lakers can afford to obviously trade baskets.
Kobe. That was fairly decisive.
Lakers. I think you better guard him.
Robinson on the hesitation move. It'll be Quinn Richardson. And a little bit long again, but right on line is Andrew Bynum. Gets his 6 board. 4 away from the double-double. Fish. Short, but right back to him. Try it again. And this time it'll work. As Kobe is all held up and tangled up with Nate Robinson. And a timeout as the Lakers expand their lead to 24.
Just about 4 minutes gone here in the third. And I'd say the Lakers have more than held their own as they've expanded on their lead. And Derek Fisher says, hey, I missed the first of those 2, but I'm not missing 2 in a row. And Isaiah says, I wish you would.
7 and 8 out of 15 home games, but this is a rare sellout for the New York Knicks this year. David Lee steps out. He's got a nice face-up game. Doesn't see it too often because normally he's next to the rim.
Well, they go to their bench again.
And Luke not suited up for this one against the Knicks.
See how he doesn't want to give it up in the double?
Andrew, that length again. Another block for Bynum. Kobe with a stop and start, leaving it off for Fish. And over the smaller man, another 3 for Kobe. 70-45, Lakers by 25. Kobe's got 26. Lakers hitting a third of their threes, a lot already, 7 of 21. And leaping into that three, Jamal Crawford makes it a 20-point deficit for the Knicks, 70-50. And 6 so far for a guy that's going to be 20 and 10 in the very near future. Andrew Bynum. It's a long work by Crawford. Yeah. And he gets a 3-pointer.
Yeah, see,
all of a sudden, right, it's down to 16. And let's see how the Lakers close the third.
Let's see how they start to play on that high screen with Jamal. Just step out, and he likes to split the high screen as well.
He started 0 for 7 already. He's got a dozen of his 13 here in the third. Kobe leading it off for Roney. And he'll go to the line looking for the 3-point play. Malik Rose turned around. There was Turiaf, and he clipped him.
Well, that happens because Kobe draws so much attention. He's working on the wing there. And Quentin Richardson trying to keep him out of the paint. But Kobe gets in there, and all of a sudden Malik Rose has to think about helping, and that frees up Roney for the easy one. Let's see if a three-point play here will negate Jamal Crawford's 3.
Will not get the roll. The Lakers 10 of 14 now at the free throw line. For the rim. Give and go. Crawford trying to posterize Kobe. That time was short. Now Fish with Andrew. He's got it, but it's a charge. Jared Jeffries, they say, was already planted. And a timeout on the floor.
Right, there's the play I'd like to see the league do something about. I mean, just jumping in front of people, not necessarily basketball. Takes away an assist. I think the rules committee will do something about it.
For your son when he was growing up.
In the men's department at 6.
So you had to buy big from a young age.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Janet, it's great to see you. You going to go home and spend Christmas in L.A. with us?
We out here tonight. We're flying out tonight.
Great.
Chris Mim up against Jeffries. It'll be Radmanovich. Mim's got to go. He knew the shot clock was down, and Chris comes through. 17.7 left, and it's back to 16 on Chris's second basket of the game. Thanks, Courtney. You know, if it's up to him, he's got the shirt off my back. 75-59.
Courtney just trying to get on your good side.
He's always there. Yeah, right. Final 5 seconds. Sasha tracking Crawford.
It's going up.
Over Mim, and he'll get the roll. So Jamal Crawford He kept them close the entire third quarter, and that's the reason the Knicks are back within 14.
And going into the fourth quarter, it's still a game where if the Lakers don't come out and get it going early, it could be an interesting final 12 minutes. But no question, that shot counted by Jamal Crawford. So we'll head into the fourth quarter with the Lakers, who once led by 24. Well, they cut 10 points off, but if they lead by 14 at the end, they'll take it.
Thanks to the glass.
This unit's going to have to get some dribble penetration out of Jordan Farmar.
Crawford challenged, and he goes to the line looking for the three-point play.
I told you, he's up. Now, that's 18 points in the second half. He had 16 in the third quarter, so he's going for a three-point play, and all of a sudden, it's going to be an 11-point game. Produce something offensively, or I would send in my starters.
Robinson gets the free throws. It's down to 9. 75-66. So Nate Robinson with a dozen off the bench. You saw averaging close to 9 a game. Yeah. Now the pressure on the second unit for the Lakers. Minute gone by in the fourth. Farmar up against Nate Robinson. Shot clock coming down. He'll go for the long two. Didn't call glass, did he? It's out to Malik Rose. Crawford, the hot hand. He's got Sasha on the pick and roll. It'll be Nate Robinson instead. And Robinson going to the line to shoot 2. So they're getting into the rim now. And more free throws for the littlest guy on the floor. And that's different for Kobe. You don't see that many threes from him.
Again, that's because of the drum. You know, it's easier to shoot jump shots than to push off and attack the paint.
Down 7-0 to start the final 12 minutes of regulation for the Knicks. It's down to 7. Farmar off the Kobe pick. Sets it up for Sasha. The three. Got it. Farmar skipped it across on a long pass. Big time. 78-68 Lakers. Double figures again. And one of the few times over the last couple of minutes that they did not get the opportunity to get to the free throw line. With a juke gone in the fourth. Farmar on the handoff. Back-to-back. Farmar, Sasha, 12-point Laker lead. Timeout Knicks.
Good timeout by Isaiah. Very good timeout. He had momentum going his way. All of a sudden, back-to-back hoops. Stopped a little bit of the momentum. There's the Lakers now up by 12 with 9:44 to play. Jordan says, finally.
8 of the shot clock. Over Richardson. No, maybe around Richardson. It'll be Sasha losing the handle. Got it to Farmar. Jordan tried to get the three. Jeffries has the glass. But that was not a bad look for Jordan Farmar. Robinson all the way to the right. Nate Robinson with a dribble penetration. Nobody stopped the basketball. 80-70.
First rule of defense is stop the ball.
Off the bench. Crawford's got 20. Those are the two catalysts here in the second half. Kobe fall away. Yes! 82-70.
Do you defend that shot? No. You just hope he misses that one. Because, put it this way, if he doesn't, I don't think the Lakers will win.
Crawford. Nifty move to get inside. David Lee banks it home. And that was contested.
That wasn't an easy shot.
Andrew was right up in his face. The bench. Good numbers again. He's got 10 boards. It's his third bucket. Kobe. Long one. He's on the line. Give him a long two. But by the way, he got that extra point you were talking about. He's up to 31. If you're guarding him or you're trying to defend against him, just boxing him out. It's always a test. Kobe over Richardson. Got it again. Put it on a show.
Then he looks back at Spike Lee.
33, 87, 73. 24 on the make. He's got the last 7 for the Lakers. A double. Denying Crawford. He gets it back on the handoff. Andrew forced that miss, but Lee, the guy we're talking about, never, ever quits on a play.
Well, I mean, he's smart. He goes to the front of the rim.
Trying to get all over Kobe. A little bit too up close and personal, but not for Spike.
Spike's over there refereeing. Chris Rock saying, he traveled? Well, he's doing it right in front of you, Spike. And after scoring, he looks at you and says, hey, you've seen this before, and you're going to see it again.
In the game. compared to 15 for the Knicks. Crawford jumping it inside. And David Lee has his double-double. So he's got 10 points, 12 boards in 26 minutes. It's only a 10-point Laker lead.
Also checking in will be Javaris Crittenton.
We'll talk about the small lineup. Crawford brings it down to 8. So Crittenton has not played in the game, but we are going to see him in his first trip to Madison Square Garden. Put 55 on the board in the first half. His team has not been able to stop people. It'll be Lamar, and it'll be a flagrant. As he tried to hold up Crawford, he hit the deck. It'll be a couple of free throws and the ball out of bounds.
And that's the kind of a play that can really turn it around because it's only a 10-point game. So you're going to have 2 free throws and the ball. As Jamal going baseline. And all of a sudden, Lamar just reaches around and grabs him, but then lets him go. And I think if he holds on to him a little longer, it definitely wouldn't have been a flagrant. But because he let go, and Jamal hit the floor. Jamal's had himself quite a second half.
For the third and start of the fourth, though.
It's called an instinct to put teams away. A lot of people want to call it a killer instinct. Well, call it what you like, but you have to develop it.
Crawford on the lead. His game. They have not been able to deny Jamal Crawford. They have not found somebody to stop him at 89-83. Second half, he's at 10 of his 15 shots.
You see the crowd's into it now.
They have not been in the entire game. Crittenton inside the arc. And loose ball foul? No. Robinson fell down. They'll let him play. That would have been the 5th on Lamar Odom. Crawford blocked by Kobe. And it's going to be 3 free throws. They'll call the foul on Kobe. Boys, it turned around in a hurry for the Knicks. He can make it a 3-point game. Scored by 4 in the third, outscored by 10 here in the fourth. He'll get the roll down to 3. And again, David Lee, Malik Rose did a great job so far in the second half for them off the bench. Crittenton in a pressure-packed situation. Up against Jamal Crawford, plenty of time on the clock, and found the right man. Kobe, the 3, yes, and making a long 2-foot on the line, just barely. So Kobe, clutch one, 91-86, has got an answer, and Kobe up to 37.
Well, the defense better find an answer because the momentum still is with the Knicks.
Crawford on the run, and banks it by design. He had to. 91-88. Crawford.
Yeah.
Denial by Jeffries as Kobe tries to get it. Back to Lamar. And it'll be a charge. He's gone. Fouled out of the game. Malik Rose slid over in time from the weak side. A turnover for the Lakers. They haven't had many. That is only their 7th, but a bad time for one.
This game is seriously in jeopardy now. As Lamar fouls out, you've got 2 minutes and 8 seconds. The Knicks with the ball, the momentum. The only thing the Lakers have going for them right now is a 3-point advantage. And with Jamal Crawford, that could disappear on this trip.
Up against Kobe. Running with the roadblock. Rony Turioff tried to get it into David Lee. He will. And a reach. 2 free throws. It'll be on Crittenton. In heading south. At the outset of the fourth, and it continues 91-88. He's one of the most improved players in the NBA last year. Clutch free throws go down for Lee. 1-point Laker lead. Crawford loses his footing. Crittenton tried to get there. Now somebody else has to step up. Kobe's got it. Up against Jeffries. Fall away. It'll be short. Malik Rose lost it. Out of bounds to the Lakers. No. It'll go to the Knicks. They say Crittenton touched it last.
I don't like the way this
32
game
to
is
play.
unfolded at all. Not at all. I mean, they've got the crowd in. All of a sudden, all the Blue Birds have left. They're cheering everything the Knicks do now. Jamal Crawford is just taking over on this end of the floor. High screen rolls, and it's freeing him up for his floaties, and he's one of the best floating guys in this league.
He's got a 3 and a good look at that. And Andrew Bynum brings it down. Got to maintain his balance, which he did. So the Lakers escape that look. 91-90. Kobe all the way to the half-court line just to get it.
They're going to try to double and get it out of his hands. You know that.
Kobe mid-range. Will they get the roll? Yes. 93-90. 57.6 to play. They'll advance it. Timeout Knicks. And Kobe up to 39 with the bucket.
The Lakers need a defensive play here. I mean, this game is still scary, scary, scary. They've allowed the Knicks to be in a position to win as Kobe doing all he can to keep the lead for the Lakers.
So averaging 18 a game, Jamal Crawford with 31. And a high screen and roll. Going by Bynum. High off the glass again, kept alive by Lee, tapped out by Turion. Lakers need to use some clock. Kobe up against Malik Rose and off his knee. Surprisingly, just wait. Use the clock.
Exactly. I don't know what Kobe was thinking there. I mean, you come down, you use up all 24. Get to about the 4-second mark on the shot clock and then go to work.
Only the 8 turnover. They're second over the last 60 seconds. Crawford off the screen, back to Malik Rose, and a charge. Yes, it'll go the other way. Turion, established position.
Giving Malik Rose some of his own medicine, and Malik had that play go in his favor on the other end just a few minutes ago. Pick and roll, nice bounce pass, easy call for the official. Ball turned over to the Lakers with 31 seconds. They own a 3-point advantage. Use it up.
Shot clock, game clock, 7 seconds. Bring it back out. 15 on the clock and a foul with Ariza.
Not a bad play.
Go into the line.
They foul Ariza before they can get the ball back to Kobe.
Now 6 seconds. Just about a little more than 6, almost 7. Shot clock, game clock. Kobe working to the baseline with a fall away. Across to Bynum. And saved by Nate Robinson. 9 seconds left.
You don't want to foul anybody.
And, well, naturally, now that they've used that much time, 4.2, I'd foul right away. And let them have a couple of free throws and bring it back in and make it a free throw shooting contest. I'm surprised they didn't call a timeout early.
4.2 left to play if they take a 20-second timeout.
Defends the David Lee inbounds. On the deflection, Felmar's got it. That'll do it. And he'll slam it with 1.4 to play. Could have run it out. Lakers by 5.
Wow.
And they will survive a serious scare in New York.
Very serious. There's the speed of Jordan Farmar.
It's over as the Lakers go 7 games over the 500 mark for the first time this year. Too many anxious moments down the stretch, though.
Boy, you talk about running through a pass.